in the media conference with Lal Goyal, which is brought to you by V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, News Gaon se, Samvad Sarokar News, Malnadu TV, Organ Donation India Foundation and Gyan. Our endeavor is to enlighten you with the current topic. And as you all are aware that the corona is coming back. So our today's topic is COVID returns, impact on working women. But before I will go on the main topic, I would like to inform you that today our country is celebrating Holi. होली एक त्योहार है, खुशियों का एक ढंग, अंगदान से हम भरें जीवन में नवरंग. This short poem has been sent by Mr. Paramatmanand Pandey Matwala, President Utho Jago Foundation. He is a journalist and farmer. Thank you very much, Mr. Pandey, for reminding the people in case if they are celebrating Holi, they should know the organ donation is also very important. Holi is a popular ancient Hindu festival, also known as the festival of love, the festival of colors, and the festival of spring. The festival celebrates the eternal and divine love of Radha and Krishna. It also signifies the triumph of good over evil. It originated and is predominantly celebrated in India, but has also spread to other regions of Asia and parts of the Western world through the diaspora of the Indian subcontinent. Holi celebrates the arrival of spring, the end of winter, the blossoming of love, and for many it is a festive day to meet others, play and laugh, forget and forgive, and repair broken relationships. The festival also celebrates the beginning of a good spring harvest season. In North and Western India, Holi frolic and celebrations begin the morning after the Holika bonfire. Children and young people form groups armed with dry colors, colored solutions, and water guns called pichkaris, water balloons filled with color water, and other creative means to color their targets. Groups sing and dance, some playing drums and dholaks. After each stop of fun and play with colors, people offer gujiyas, matris, malpuas, and other traditional delicacies. Cold drinks, including thandai made with bhang, are also part of the Holi festivity. In the Braj region around Mathura, in North India, the festivities may last more than a week. One can hear in Mathura, Aaj Braj mein Holi re Rasiya, Hori re Rasiya, Barjori re Rasiya. The rituals go beyond playing with colors and include a day where men go around with shields and women have the rights to playfully beat them on their shields with sticks. Media conference with Lal Goyal wish you all a very happy, colorful Holi. Now coming to the main topic, COVID returns, impact on working women. देखभाल पूरे घर की, काम काज दफ्तर की, करती हैं नित्य प्रति जो भी महिलाएं, कोरोना ने किया फिर हलाकान उनको जी, चिंताग्रस्त हुई अब सारी महिलाएं. बचाएं परिवार को कि अपनी सुरक्षा करें, सोच रही बैठकर सारी महिलाएं, मतवाला मन तो बेचैन है बहुत अब, भयग्रस्त भारी हैं बेचारी महिलाएं. Again, this short poem written by Mr. Paramatmanand Pandey Matwala, especially for today's program. Thank you very much, Mr. Pandey. Since the Industrial Revolution, women have increasingly participated in the workforce outside of the home in industrialized nations, with particularly large growth seen in the 20th century. Largely seen as a boon for the industrial society, women in the workforce contribute to a higher national economic output as measured in GDP, as well as decreasing labor cost by increasing the labor supply in a society. Women's lack of access to higher education had effectively excluded them from the practice of well-paid and high-status occupations. Entry of women into the higher professions like law and medicine was delayed in most countries due to women being denied entry to the universities and qualifications for degrees. For example, Cambridge University only fully validated degrees for women late in 1947, and even then, only after much opposition and acrimonious debate. Women were largely limited to low-paid and poor status occupations for most of the 19th and 20th centuries, or earn less pay than men for doing the same work. However, through the 20th century, the labor market shifted. Office work that does not require heavy labor expanded, and women increasingly acquired the higher education that led to better compensated longer term careers rather than lower skilled shorter term jobs. Lockdown measures and school closures affect girls and women differently across the world and may have long term negative consequences. Working women have not faced this challenge before. Many across the world have quit their jobs to be at home with their children because schools are shut and childcare is not available. For millions who have managed work and home, the support system that enabled this balance has been pulled off. Women who work all along, from maids, cooks, and nannies to nurses, teachers, and lab technicians, from customer service and selling agents, counter clerks, and back office staff to managers, supervisors, and decision makers, all face risks to their jobs. Choosing between home and job is a tough one for most women. Working women have managed this tightrope walk by depending on several support systems: daycare for children, ready to eat meals, semi processed food, easy to pick up grocery, assistance in running the home, and help for cleaning, cooking, laundry, and other household chores, tutors, coaches, and other support staff to help manage the children's studies, projects, sports, and extracurricular activities, and friendly support in the form of groups, games, play dates, outings, and sleepovers. All these ease the burden of running the home for a working mother. The impact of the pandemic has been disastrous for many, including women, as 65% of working women feel that COVID-19 has impacted their careers negatively, as per a survey. Now, the COVID has come back, the COVID returns. The per day cases peaked on 16 September 2020 in India with 97,894 cases and have since come down to 9,309 on 11th February 2021. On 28th March 2021, that is yesterday, India registered 68,206 new cases of coronavirus and 295 deaths, which has taken the country's cumulative tally past 12.04 million and death toll to 1,61,881. And to discuss today's very important topic, COVID returns, impact on working women. I would like to mention here very clearly that our idea not to create the fear, but to create the awareness. One has to understand that COVID is coming back and it can only be stopped if we will follow all the norms prescribed by the government time to time. Although today we are celebrating Holi, but we should understand, by celebrating Holi, by applying the colors on the faces, hugging each other, touching the feet, can transmit the coronavirus very easily. Holi will come every year, but the life will not come once it goes. So my appeal to all of you, please celebrate Holi, but keep social and physical distance, wear mask, and wish each other, greet each other, but try not to apply colors on the face, because you are touching the most sensitive area of the face, that is the nose. And once if the corona will go from there, no one will be able to stop it. So decision is yours, viewers. You have to take a decision and a call. Our idea is to create awareness. So now the topic is COVID returns, impact on working women. We have 4 young women who are working in different parts, and they have an experience of working as well as managing their household. So I would like to invite my first guest. She is Miss Kirti Khanna, Ms. Khanna is the Deputy General Manager of NTPC. She is BE Electronics and Communications and undergoing PGDM at NTPC School of Business under mentorship of IIMA. She joined NTPC in the year 2000 as ET, posted in Control and Instrumentation in Gandhar, Gujarat. In 2003, she moved to corporate contracts in NTPC, Noida. Ms. Kirti Khanna, uh, you are working in a public sector company and you are also managing your home. Now, what types of problems you have faced in 2020 when the COVID was on peak? After the unlock started, what were the challenges? And now again, when COVID is knocking, not knocking, rather the COVID has again come back with full speed. What are the challenges which you are seeing and what lesson you have learned in last 1 year to face this COVID returns? So COVID returns impact on working women. Miss Kirti Khanna, please. Please unmute. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you, Lal sir. A very good morning to all the audience, guest, Honorable Lal Goel sir, Chairman, Organ Donation India Foundation and Gyan, Mr. Paul, and the whole organizing team. First of all, I like to extend my warm wishes on the auspicious festival of Holi. May the vibrant colors of Holi add a splash of joy to your life. As we all know, this COVID pandemic has started in our country, in fact, in the world during the last Holi, that is March 2020. And that was the first time we were put under lockdown conditions. We all missed the warmth of all the Indian festivals. And now, again, after full 1 year, the whole world and our country is facing the second wave of COVID return. In fact, I would say COVID return part 2. And this month's spike, March 2021, is greatest since October 20. So it's very alarming and shocking. So I request all of you to be careful and comply with all the protocols like social distancing, use of masks, washing hands, using sanitizers. And the most important is to be strong, both physically and mentally, and get vaccinated as per government rules. Well, this COVID has great impact on all of us and on our country economy. Let us discuss the impact of COVID today on working women. Well, the world is changing every day to a place we once knew is not the same. Every coin has two sides, and so is the impact of COVID. COVID 19 is hard on women and the whole world and Indian economy. Millions of women were already supporting themselves with their family on very meager wages before coronavirus mitigation lockdowns, and it sent unemployment rates skyrocketing, and millions of jobs disappeared. And working mothers were already shouldering the majority of family caregiving responsibility, household chores in the face of childcare system in cities, and where most parents work outside the home. So in cities, working women are highly affected. In our rural areas, like in villages also, where women share the major workforce as a form of farmers, as a form of laborers, they are highly financially disrupted. Of course, the disruption to daycare centers, schools, and after school programs have been hard on working fathers too. But evidences shows working mothers have taken on more of the resulting childcare responsibility and are more frequently reducing their hours, or most of them are leaving their jobs entirely, as Mr. Lal also mentioned, for the sake of their child, their family care. As per recent report, India poverty has doubled in the COVID time. COVID-19, massive disruption to employment, childcare, and school routines has crippled the economy and pushed millions of women and families to the financial brink. This moment provides an important opening to rethink how policy should support women roles as financial providers and parents. COVID 19 has no doubt upended the labor market with disastrous consequences for working women and their families, has massive disrupted life. Beginning in March 2020, non-essential businesses were closed their doors. Workers were laid off. We have all seen the migratory workers' pathetic conditions. Schools and daycares and hostels sent their children back to home. These layoffs hit low wages women especially hard. Problems facing women in the labor market have never been hidden. The low wages associated with pink collar occupation can never be compared. as higher wage jobs could got the option, like I'm in PSU, NTPC. We also got many service sector to work from home for few months, but that is not the case for majority of our low wage jobs women who rely on interaction between customers and workers, such as healthcare, retail sales, our domestic workers and laborers, which are the most common occupation among the low wage women. These low women did not suffer job losses. They were primarily in the frontline occupation like nurses, healthcare support, and grocery workers. But have you ever thought these women continued working in hospitals, putting their health and health of their loved one at risk? They are the real warriors. We should salute such women. Global survey find out that nearly 7 out of 10 women who experienced negative shifts in their routine as a result of COVID pandemic, and they believe that career progression will slow down. I will just share in short due to time restriction. Deloitte survey, which has communicated that nearly 400 working women across 9 countries in the globe has provided how working women have been impacted by this global pandemic, and they have found out to what degree their day-to-day lives have changed and whether believe these changes will impact their careers. So according to survey of Deloitte, 82% of women said their lives have been negatively disrupted. 70% of the women has experienced these disruptions are concerned to their career growth and they may limit their career. Now, out of this response, 65% have really agreed they have more responsibility for their household chores. One third said their workload have increased due to the pandemic. 58% of those with children reported added childcare responsibility, and about their homeschooling education responsibility. Now everything come on the woman apart from their daily household works and their office if they are working from home. Now, 46% always reported feeling a pathetic situation because for the work from home online, they have to be available 24 by 7 and they have to immediately respond to the mails to any of the official queries. But there are few moments like 45% said they are overwhelmed and 48% they said their physical well-being has been suffered as a COVID impact. So the results of this research are really concerning. For many working women, the pandemic is upending their work-life balance and affecting their physical and mental health. Some are even questioning their current and long-term career prospects. Some have cited working long hours because of this pandemic. As the employer and leaders of our country, they should think the ways how they can help the women in our workforce to adopt this current challenging work-life reality. Businesses must prioritize flexibility, equity if women are to achieve and sustain with their career. Let us focus on the positive aspect of COVID impact. I will like to bring out 2-3 positive impacts also. See, with work from home norms, now there is no commuting time, so we can devote more time with our family. We can balance our work and family in a better way. In this COVID time, I have myself completed my MBA course in January 2021. Half of the course was online, and this was a time when there was no domestic health support, and my whole family worked together, and we took this as a positive way because this helped us in making strong bond with quality time. In this COVID time, I have taught my own daughters how to make chapati and other household work, which otherwise for me would be very difficult because I have to rush to office early morning. I come back late night and I have to be dependent on my mates. I convince my family that because we are not commuting, so we have saved that time. Let us put that time and use for household work. And slowly, believe me, this made us Atmanirbhar, including my husband also. So this time has taught us the importance of housewives and our respect for housewives have increased. Secondly, this COVID time has definitely taught us the uses of online technology. And first time in history, online has made revolution in the field of education, work from home, etc. In NTPC, where I'm working in PSU, we can never imagine to work from home. It was just restricted to few IT companies only. This technology advancement is a boon and has shrinkaged the world. Now we can manage the webinars, classes, work from office from any corner, and I can connect across any of the people across the world. I still remember when in year 2015-16, I used to travel from corporate office for different projects for expediting and meetings, and I strongly recommend for video conferencing to save the company money on travel time. But management was not eager and they have not understood this importance. But now with COVID pandemic, yes, automatically the whole systems comes online. I've also learned online payment transaction, Paytm, because this is the need of the hour. Third, in the COVID time, I agree. In fact, our whole women force will agree that we are being overloaded, especially those who have toddlers and younger kids. But I can assure you all, if you can manage your time with proper routine, you can learn many things and you can manage all these things very well, because we women are really multitaskers. I myself learned online yoga and dance classes as it saved my commuting time. Yes, there are many women who complain for their weight increase due to overeating by being at home. But my suggestion, if one is strict on her routine and devote time wisely, they can really make this COVID time to turn into a positive, and it can do wonders on your family bonding, family life balance with ample of health benefits. So in short, COVID can have both positive and negative impact on working women, but it is a woman who has to properly manage her time, and with her wisdom, she can make this a boon and blessings and can balance her family and career in a better way. Well, I would like to end my views by narrating my self-composed poem, which I composed in this pandemic time with a positive note. So, it simply says that we are already privileged. So let us all women force stand up, be strong and help the less privileged ladies of our community. मेरी ये कविता समर्पित है उन सभी महिलाओं को जो खुद से ही लड़ रही हैं, अकेले बिना किसी सहयोग के। वो कभी डिप्रेशन, कभी रेप, कभी डोमेस्टिक वायलेंस या एसिड अटैक को झेल रही हैं, इस उम्मीद में शायद कभी उजाले की किरण आए उनके दामन में। और दूसरी तरफ है हमारी आत्मनिर्भर महिलाएं, जिन्हें परिवार से लेकर सोसाइटी तक सभी का सहयोग प्राप्त है, जो तरह तरह के आयोजन करके पार्टी सेलिब्रेट करने में गर्व महसूस करती हैं और हर दिन, हर महीने, हर साल जिंदगी को अपनी तरह से जीती हैं। मेरा सवाल है उन आत्मनिर्भर वर्किंग महिलाओं से, जिसमें मैं भी शामिल हूँ, क्या सोसाइटी में हमारा बस यही योगदान है, या कंपनी में हो रही CSR एक्टिविटी 2% प्रॉफिट के ऊपर ही सब कुछ निर्भर है? चलिए आज खुद के गिरेबान में थोड़ा झांक कर देखते हैं। चलिए आज कुछ अनकहे सवालों के जवाब हम ढूंढते हैं। जनाब परेशान न हो, कोई हमसे बहुत कम में भी खुश है। हम अपनी पोस्टिंग और प्रमोशन में ही उलझे हुए हैं, कोई अपनी हारी जिंदगी में जीत की उम्मीद ढूंढ रहा है। क्यों ना हम किसी हार में जीत बन जाएं? क्यों ना किसी के आंसू को मुस्कुराहट बना दें? क्यों ना हम कुछ दिन तो कुछ ऐसा करें, किसी शहीद की विधवा को फिर से देश की ढाल बन जाने दें, या किसी जरूरतमंद के उदासियों को मुस्कुराहट में बदलने की कोशिश तो करें। थैंक यू ऑल। थैंक्स। थैंक यू लाल सर।
Thank you very much, Ms. Kirti Khanna, for giving such a nice way you have expressed your thoughts in a balanced way, I must say. Positive and negative aspects you have mentioned about the impact of COVID on working women. And you have, Ms. Khanna has explained very clearly that how difficult it was initially, because the women were not ready to see what is going to happen, how to start the work from home, etc. But according to her, they have adopted and adapted very fastly the change, the new norms, and they have started working from home. The disadvantages were for those who were low paid in the low paid salaries classes, where they were working and their jobs were lost. And where because of the lockdown, even the maids were not allowed to come. So all those have suffered a lot. But those who were lucky to have working in a corporates or the public sector units, they started working from the home, and they found the advantage is that they were saving the times, commuting times, which they could have spent more with the family, to teach the children, to spend more time with them, and to see to it that every family member become a self-dependent or Atmanirbhar. And she also mentioned that the problems which globally, as per the survey she quoted of the Deloitte company, that Deloitte has done a survey, and she says, yes, it has affected the majority of women across the world. And that's why, according to her, we have to take precautions, whatsoever the precautions are required, so that Corona could not come again in a very big way. And she is also fearing, she says, the way it is increasing day by day, it can definitely impact more. But as she has not mentioned, which we will ask her in the next round, what is her view of how it can be stopped. That we will see in the next round. But thank you very much, Ms. Khanna, and a special thanks for your poems, because I know that in all the programs which you have came earlier also, you are very fond of narrating your own poems. This is a very good thing. We can have a program on poems only one day. Definitely we will call you also. Thank you very much, Ms. Khanna. Now I would like to invite my next panelist guest, and she is Ms. Manisha Singh. Ms. Manisha Singh is the Senior Manager at GAIL India Limited, posted at Pata Petrochemical Complex, Pata. She is BE Electrical from NIT Bhopal and MBA from IIM Lucknow. She is having 17 years of industry experience, 5 years in private sector and then in public sector. She worked earlier with companies like Vedanta, Honda, Engineers India Limited, etc. She also learned Hindustani classical music from Kheragarh University, Bhopal, from 1991 to 1996. She is expert in playing tanpura and harmonium. Welcome, Ms. Manisha Singh on our show. Ms. Singh, you have heard Ms. Kirti Khanna about the COVID returns impact on working women. Now, you are also working in a public sector company, although earlier you have worked with the private corporates. But now, right now, as you are working in a public sector company, you are in the comfort zone in comparison to those who are working in an unorganized, or who, as Ms. Kirti Khanna has mentioned, about those women who are working in as a frontline corona warriors in the hospitals, in those service sectors where they have to deal with the, like airlines, hotel industry, etc., where they have to deal with the customers directly. Now, we would like to know from you the COVID returns impact on working women. Ms. Manisha Singh, please.
Thank you, Lal sir. Good morning, everybody, and wish you all a very happy and colorful Holi. First of all, I would like to thank sincerely Lal sir for giving me this inimitable opportunity and getting me to this wonderful platform. And along with this, I would like to congratulate Lal sir, as his program Media Conference with Lal Goel has recently finished off its 1 year, and they are having the anniversary celebrations. Congratulations, sir. Your initiative has gone a long way, and I've been also watching few of the shows, and you're doing something very good for the cause of the society. So I've just penned down few lines for you, sir. सोच तो आपकी थी सर, सोच तो आपकी थी, मगर आवाज हमने दी। ख्वाब तो आपने देखा, मगर आगाज हमने दिया। मीडिया कॉन्फ्रेंस की सालगिरह पर हमारी ओर से उपहार बस इतना ही है कि इरादे हमेशा आपके होंगे, मगर परवाज हम सदा देते रहेंगे। सो हार्टिएस्ट कांग्रेचुलेशंस वंस अगेन टू लाल सर एंड हिज कंप्लीट टीम।
बहुत धन्यवाद Ms. Singh for giving such a beautiful poem dedicated to media conference. I am sure that if such type of views you are having, and all our viewers as well as the participants, definitely media conference with Lal Goel can go in a long way. Thank you very much, Ms. Singh. Yes, please go ahead.
Now coming to the responsibility that you have given to me today, that we have to speak on the topic COVID returns, impact on working women. Impact has been on everybody, but especially with the working women, the impact has been a lot. Because I remember precisely last year, 21st of March 2021, here in GAIL, actually we are in a township infrastructure. We are staying in a township infrastructure. So the maids were started right from, maids were stopped. Maids were continuing till 20th of March. And from 21st of March, maids were completely stopped. So 8 to 9 months of work, of housework, we have done on our own self. That is cleaning the home, mopping, cooking, everything, including my small child. You know, he's just very small, 5 years old. So his online classes were going on. My husband's work from home, my work from home. So all these things made us to manage the things in a very good way. Basically, what happens once the maid they discontinued, initially few days, 15 days, we used to think कि कैसे करेंगे यार, कैसे manage करेंगे, office भी करना है, work from home भी सर यहाँ पाता में वीकली मिला शुरू में, फिर बाद में वो alternate days हो गया. So during that time, how me and my husband have managed, you know, one person was at home all the time for taking care of the child, taking care of the child's education. So here I would like to sincerely thank my husband also, because without his support, definitely this whole 1 year would have been very difficult, which went on very smoothly. Because many a times during our work from home, we had to go to the office also, because it's a big production plant basically at Pata. So some important meetings, tender meetings, negotiation meetings. So we had to be present in the office, following all the COVID protocols, that is social distancing, mask and all. So this 1 year has taught us all a very big thing, you know, and it has made us all very independent. And one more thing that is very special about the public sector undertakings, Lal sir, I would like to appreciate all the undertakings, and especially my PSU company, which is a Maharatna company, GAIL India. They have introduced a feature of child care leave, CCL. So this CCL, many of the ladies, many of the female employees over here, they have used this CCL, 15 days CCL they used to take, and they used to take care of the child. So this feature is not there in the private sector, but I believe that this feature should be given uniformly. So this is something which I appreciate about GAIL. They have taken care of the female employees so very well, so that they can take care of their child. In this time period, yes, I know a few of my friends, they have also left jobs who are working in the private sector. Reason being that it becomes very difficult. It becomes very difficult to manage the office work and the housework together. Now, the result of all this, Lal sir, was that we used to have a lot of fatigue. By the time in the night it was sleeping time, there was a lot of fatigue. Our sleep also got reduced, and weight also got reduced. So these are the positive things of it. And it has made us very independent with respect to the household. COVID has made us extremely independent. So because COVID-1 has made us so much independent, definitely COVID-2 also will make us very, very independent. And we have already the experience of COVID. So there is no problem. We have already the experience of COVID-1. So my message to all the female employees is that when we have the experience of COVID-1, we have gone through those tough times. Obviously, in this time also, we will sail with this tough time very easily. I wish that the COVID-2 finishes off fast and we come to a very smooth phase. But for you all female ladies, yesterday I was just sitting in the evening and I remembered the movie Iqbal. And in the movie Iqbal, there is a song Ashaएं. So that is very apt for us as of now. The singers of this song are KK and Salim Merchant ji. The music has been given by Salim Suleiman ji, and the lyrics by Irfan Siddiqui ji. So मैं just ये कुछ लाइनें गुनगुनाना चाहूंगी. आशाएं 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 आशाएं, कुछ पाने की हो आस आस, कोई अरमा हो जो खास खास. आशाएं आशाएं आशाएं, हर कोशिश में हो बार बार, करे दरियाओं को आर पार. आशाएं आशाएं आशाएं, तूफानों को चीर के, तूफानों को चीर के, मंजिलों को छीन ले, उम्मीदें हंसे दिल की. अब मुश्किल नहीं कुछ भी, अब मुश्किल नहीं कुछ भी, नहीं कुछ भी. So yes, women, nothing is difficult. हमने COVID-1 को इतने अच्छे से सेल ऑफ कर दिया, तो अब हम इसमें भी बहुत ही आसानी से, बहुत ही आराम से निकल जाएंगे. बस हमें थोड़े से जो प्रोटोकॉल्स हैं, कोविड के प्रोटोकॉल्स, उनको स्ट्रिक्टली फॉलो करना पड़ेगा. जैसे लाल सर ने भी कहा, अगर हम उन प्रोटोकॉल्स को फॉलो करते रहें तो हमें कभी भी कोई भी दिक्कत नहीं आएगी. और ये जो छोटा सा COVID-2 का जो पायदान रहेगा, मुश्किल होगा, नंबर्स ज्यादा इंक्रीज हो रहे हैं, पर अगर हम प्रिकॉशंस लें और जोश से भरे रहें तो इस मुश्किल वक्त से भी हम आराम से निकल जाएंगे. Thank you so much, Lal sir, for giving me this opportunity, and thanks to the wonderful audience for giving me a patient ear. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Ms. Singh, for giving your views. And Ms. Singh, although she is working in a public sector in a cozy atmosphere, so she has explained how the public sector is taking care for the women employee. But Ms. Singh, you should understand that India 70% stays in the rural area. And the conditions of those women who are not so lucky like you and others who are working in a public sector, their life was miserable last year. We have seen, yes, we have learned lots of things from the COVID-19, but we cannot say that we have learned actually, because if we would have learned it, then we would have not got this much COVID, which we are getting now. Because the way it is increasing in India, it's not increasing anywhere in the world, the way it is increasing now as of date. So we have not learned that lesson. But yes, you are right. If the women decide that she has to fight, because Indians, the advantage of India is the mortality rate in India is very less. And the credit goes to Indian women because of the homemade food, the kitchen, the recipes which they are doing, and not from now, from the very beginning, the grandmothers, great grandmothers, the mothers, what were the recipe they were providing for the immunity boosting, automatically without the word of immunity, the child has that, the Indian public have that immunity inbuilt, and that's why the mortality in India is less. But after all, one death is a death. We should not feel proud that yes, we have faced, but we have not learned that lesson which we should have learned. You might have seen even the last month or the from 2-3 months, people have stopped wearing the mask. What government can do, whether the central government or state government, no government can do anything. They can educate. They have educated us. They have created the awareness whatsoever. It depends on the civil society, it depends on all of us to maintain and see to it that we follow the protocols given by them. But yes, you are right. If the Indian women decide to do the work, they have lots of opportunities. They must do it and see to it this corona should go. Thank you very much, Ms. Manisha Singh. And also thanks for the lovely song which we have sang. And one more thing, you have written one poem. Please send me on WhatsApp so I can have that poem share with my team, because the team will also feel proud that only I am not getting credit, they are also getting credit. Thank you very much, Ms. Manisha Singh. Now I would like to invite my next guest, and she is Dr. Deepika Singh. Dr. Deepika Singh is a consultant psychiatrist at Sukoon Health, Fortis, Gurugram. I asked Dr. Deepika Singh to send some more details, but she was reluctant to send her more details about her education, about her awards, or about her research or something. But anyways, that depends on the participants and their companies, because after all, they are working in a company, so the company has to give the clearance. So anyway, Dr. Deepika Singh, you have heard what Ms. Kirti Khanna as well as Ms. Manisha Singh has spoken before you. Now, you being a psychiatrist, and that too in a very, very reputed hospital, my question to you is, as Ms. Khanna is also, it's not a question, rather I will be just mentioning what Ms. Khanna said. Ms. Kirti Khanna said that this COVID-19 impacted not only physically, but mentally also. Now, once the mentally is impacted, everybody knows, even the children's, the women, as well as the men, everybody was impacted. But you being a psychiatrist, you are seeing the patients of all the category, you might have noticed about the impact on working women, or what is the difference, because patients are coming to you, men, women, children, everyone, but whether the working women are having more impact on this COVID-19 in 2020. And now when the COVID is coming back in a very, very fast speed, how you think we are ready to face this COVID returns? So COVID returns, impact on working women. Dr. Deepika Singh, please. Please unmute.
Sir. Yeah, very good morning to all of you, and wish you all a very happy Holi.
Just hold on, Dr. Singh. Your head is being cut.
Okay. Yeah, is this
Yes.
fine?
Yeah. That's
Yes,
why I always ask my all participants to join at 10:15 sharp.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes,
please
sir.
go ahead, doctor.
Yes, sir. Okay. Thank you so much, sir, for having me here for the first time. I'll be here. And so I'm a consultant psychiatrist. I work with Fortis Group of Hospitals, Sukoon Health. We are a psychiatric unit, a psychiatric setup. And with COVID, we've seen the number of patients who are online counseling, online psychiatric treatment, they've increased by, I would say, not just 2 folds, it's increased by 10 folds. So the impact on working women, when we see that, so how do we define working women? It would be as in people who go for work, people who are into corporates, into public sector institutes, even homemakers, who we call as housewives, they are working women. They are the one who are most impacted because these are the women who were, as in, they were already taking care of the household responsibilities. They had the maids to help them. But then now again, every single thing have come upon them. Something as small as making a kadha, which everyone started with COVID. So every single thing, taking the online classes, managing their kids, everything came onto the women. There was always with the COVID first wave, everything was very new to us. Like, the barriers, the night curfews, maintaining social distance. There was always a constant fear of contracting the virus. There were new norms. We were getting used to the newer things like, work from home. But there were few professions like suppose wherein we have to go out and work. It was obviously very difficult for us because, there's constant, like even a week back with the second wave, there's this patient admitted who is COVID positive. I have to see her every single day wearing a PPE, going, meeting her, coming outside. And then there's constant fear. I have my in-laws back home who are really old. So going back home and probably I may, given the virus to them, I may contract the same. So there is constant fear of contracting the virus. Then there is getting adjusted to the new norm. For someone who used to love the workplace camaraderie, they are now forced into have, their conferences online and there's no time schedule left for it. So, it is like you are not traveling now. So you need to, as in given more number of hours for working. So that makes a very big difference. You're constantly working. You really don't have time for yourself. Then people who are back home, like it was this as in, that you are together with your family members for the first time. You think the bond between the family members would really be good. You have a good family time. You're enjoying with your family members, having a good time with your kids. But then the, problems now cropped up. Too much of togetherness. There were already things as in, which were not going well. So the relationship which was not good, which was dragging along now came to fore. That every people, as in so many of them, they were increased. So we had a study by Indian Psychiatric Society, which was conducted as in which was seeing in all metro cities, it was seeing the number of increased rise in cases of domestic violence. So domestic violence increased. It was really big time. So it has nothing to do with your socio-economic strata. Like, you assume that in a middle class, our middle class family, domestic violence would not be there, but that is not the case, as in the number of cases wherein women are very resilient per se. They bounce back with things. They avoid getting their children affected by any other thing. But then with COVID, you're not able to open up. You're not able to have your other coping strategies. What are the major coping strategies, for Indians? It's not that everyone goes to a counselor, everyone goes to a psychiatrist to seek treatment. I agree, as in, sometimes you need to take help. So the usual format where Indians take help would be just going around with the office mates, you're discussing your things, you're ventilating, you are going with a friend or you're going for shopping or something, that sort. So that is not happening. So I believe as in, there wasn't, not a went out option was not there. And in females, the stress, you can see it visibly with the serum prolactin levels. So prolactin is a hormone. The stress is so much that for younger ones, they are not able to conceive. Infertility is on a higher rise. Then for the other working women, it's not like, not all are married. For other working women, they want to come back to the parents' place. Someone is working in Pune or somewhere, or Gurgaon or somewhere. She wants to go back to her parents' place back in Bangalore. She cannot travel with the travel restrictions. She's constantly worried that what about her parents? How are they managing their things? So there are n number of things, and I feel for a woman, it is important to keep your mental state. So they go into depression. Now, depression is not something like sadness of mood. Depression is a clinical diagnosis. It's like you're having a disorder, you're having a disease. So for that, you need treatment. Now, people, what happened with COVID, like, it is impacting them to such an extent. With social isolation, there's no coping strategies. Per se, there is biological, your hormonal levels are fluctuating, and you're having depression. Like you are having depressed mood, insomnia. With Sushant Singh Rajput, as in this suicide, which happened very initially of the during COVID times, there were a number of increased copycat suicide cases. So all these things have come up, mental health issues, they were already there, It isn't that, COVID has made an increase in number of cases. What happened is it acted as a trigger. As a trigger for people, they had the time to realize their own things, to introspect about their things, and then it became come to fore. So all I would say, plus there is these other disorders, like for a female, it's not just taking care of yourself and your family members, you're a caregiver. So there is fear of losing a loved one. Then someone who is back home COVID positive or any other disorders, not just COVID, someone having a MI, a cardiac arrest, someone just having diabetes and you wanted to visit your doctor. So you're avoiding going to the hospital because of, as in, maintaining that social isolation. So all these things, maintaining the decorum in the house, as in, and the things like as in how to take care of your family members who are elderly, someone having medical disorders, a small kid having their own issues. So all the responsibilities come on to women, and then she does get tired, get tired of every other thing, and she does want a helping hand. Most of the times that is provided by the spouse.
The number of patients who have depression have increased significantly. It's not just depression, the anxiety disorders. Like there is a constant fear of contracting the virus, constant fear of being inadequate, wherein, you're given the responsibilities and you feel like I'm really not able to fulfill all the roles. I'm really not adequate enough. I'm not good enough. And that constant fear is there in a female's mind, as in, with there may be someone may have a good social support, someone may not. So all these things have added up during COVID times. And I would like to say, as in, one shouldn't be fearful. As a psychiatrist, I would say, seek help. You may not be suffering from anything. You may seek help, talk, open up. It may not be from a psychiatrist or a psychologist or a counselor. Just seek help from anyone, any single person. It may be your sisters, your friends, your bosses, or any single person. But when you feel that you're in a place wherein your mental health is getting affected, and it is to a degree wherein if you ventilate, if you talk to someone gives you advice, and those things can help you, please seek help. And for rest of the things, doctors like us would always be there. Thank you so much, sir. Yes, sir.
Yes. Thank you very much, Dr. Singh, for giving your very strong views. What Dr. Singh has mentioned was not in the line of our earlier panelist, Ms. Kirti Khanna, as well as Ms. Manisha Singh, because Dr. Singh has given the picture from a medical side, and she says that whatsoever we are thinking and what we are listening, all the very, very goody things are not the correct thing. It is the condition of the working women is deteriorating day by day because of the COVID impact. And she has said that because of the mental impact, which is very much psychological, they are under tremendous pressure. That's why what picture Ms. Kirti Khanna and Ms. Manisha Singh is giving, they might be right because they are working in a very cozy atmosphere of a public sector company, but not in a atmosphere where the Dr. Singh is working and she's in the reality seeing the patients, and she knows what is the mental conditions going with the working women. And she says that the best advice is please consult even your friends, your sisters or mother or whomsoever you want to consult, or otherwise a doctor or a psychiatrist, so that you will not keep all the tension in yourself. And that is a very, very important advice, because we do not want to repeat. And it has happened that the suicide cases have increased, the domestic violence has increased, so many things have increased because of the COVID impact. So it should not go again, increase again during the COVID returns. So Dr. Singh is very forthright to say that whosoever is feeling any problem, it can be in the form of insomnia, where you are not getting proper sleep, or if you are becoming irritating, or if any signs, if you find that you have changed what you were pre-COVID time, please try to share your views, share your problems, experiences, difficulties with your family members, friends, or to a psychiatrist, to avoid any big thing which can happen. So that was the advice from Dr. Singh, which is a very, very valid advice. Thank you very much, Dr. Singh, to give
Thank you so
your
much.
for giving your such a good advice. I'm sure all our viewers who are watching our show have been enriched by your advice. Now I would like to invite my next guest, and she is Miss Khushbu Rewatkar. Miss Khushbu Rewatkar is a IT consultant, actor, model, coach, and show director. She is the brand ambassador, and she is a social activist also. She is a brand ambassador of Pro Cucina Modular Kitchen brand. She is National Excellence Award winner, Model of the Year 2018. She is Tata Consultancy Services Super Achiever Woman Award holder of 2018. She is also winner of Dr. Sarvapalli Radhakrishnan Memorial Award 2018. She has taken initiatives in social services such as Happy Birthday to Me, Happy Birthday to Us, to celebrate birthday with underprivileged special children. Annadan, let's do our bit to serve food to needy. She has raised awareness through fashion walk and educational talks against acid attack, against rape, breast cancer, child education, menstrual hygiene, health and well-being. Welcome, Ms. Khushbu Rewatkar on our show. Ms. Khushbu, please unmute yourself. You have heard what Ms. Kirti Khanna as well as Ms. Manisha Singh and Dr. Singh, Deepika Singh has mentioned. And they have given their views. The first two views from the working women who are in the cozy atmosphere of the public sector units. The third view was from a psychiatrist who is dealing with the patients and especially the working women and seeing the real problems which the working women have faced during the COVID time or even the now also. Now, you being a IT consultant, actor, model, coach, social activist, show director, so many things you are doing, and a brand ambassador also, and you are also interacting with many, many people. Now, we would like to know from you the COVID returns impact on working women. Ms. Khushbu Rewatkar, please.
We as women, we belong to different cities, different sectors, and we are also at a different age group. So we are now going through a lot of uncertainty that what will happen, how our career will grow in our respective sectors. So I believe that although we are at different stages, different level of difficulties, what is common between all of us is how we are accepting the current situation and how we are responding to it. Like my doctor co-panelist has mentioned that there is a lot of anxiety. Anxiety is coming from the uncertainty and
No.
our social circle.
Yeah.
So I believe that what is, am I audible?
Now you are audible. Yes, please go ahead. You have muted yourself and you have switched off your video, Ms. Khushbu. Please switch on your video. Ms. Khushbu, please switch on your video, please. I think some technical problem Ms. Khushbu is facing. So, Ms. Khushbu, yeah, are you there now? Please unmute yourself. Please unmute.
Am I audible, sir?
Yes, yes, please go ahead.
Yeah. Thank you. Sorry for the inconvenience.
No,
in between.
your net is
so what
weak.
I was mentioning that
Some other device is working on the same any other device is working on the same network?
No, sir.
Okay, please
No,
go ahead.
no.
Okay, please go ahead.
No, sir.
Okay, go ahead, please.
Yeah. Yeah. So I was, yeah. So like I went after the lockdown has been taken over. I went back to Mumbai. I was about to start with my movie, but then again, since COVID is returning. Everything has is I mean, not everything, considering that the offline work has been closed, but the online work is going on, but it has impacted the work that was scheduled to happen. So that has made me rethink on the goals that I have set for myself for the year. So considering in different sectors, again, why I'm mentioning, because every sector is has been impacted differently. So then I have consulted with the experts of the sector, and I have revisited my goals so that I can understand that where I will be after a year. Because every woman or every person who is career oriented has always work on the lines of the career growth. So since the many things have been stopped, it has created a lot of questions on my mind also, that how I will progress, because I have taken a lot of things along with me. And at the same side, I need to deliver responsibilities towards my family as well. So then I decided to take a pause, to take the suggestions from all the experts, and also learn to delegate the work. So because I feel that we being a woman, we want to do everything. And then since we take so many things on our head, it at times create anxiety, and then it leads to depression ultimately, because considering the situation, it is not possible to deliver everything at this situation. So I believe that, like my Dr. Co-panelist has mentioned, we need to speak up what we are going through, to the people who are good enough to understand us and support us in this situation. Also, like my other co-panelist has mentioned, that we have to be positive in the current situation and take it as an opportunity to groom ourselves, to take us to the next level, and rework on the plan, and come up as a stronger woman than we were ever before. So this is my view.
So thank you very much, Ms. Khushbu, for giving your views. And what Ms. Khushbu says, she agree with Dr. Singh, and she says that everyone is having the different work class culture and the working class position. And she says because she being a model, a actress, she has to go for the movie to start the movie, but she could not because of the COVID impact again, and she has to leave. So that's why she says that it creates a lots of impact on the mental health of anybody who has to work offline. And that's why she says that what Dr. Singh said is correct, that one has to speak and one has to change the goals, because if you are working where you have to work offline only, and because of the lockdown or because of the conditions which are prevailing now after this COVID return again, if those works they are not going to be offline, and then you will be totally jobless or without any work. And for that, if you have a family responsibility, you have to think twice whether your goals are correct, whether you are going in a correct direction or not. And that's why Ms. Khushbu says it's very, very important to revisit own goals and set up the goals. But okay, one thing is very clear, Ms. Khushbu being again, I will say that she belongs to that high-end profession that she can afford to change from one to another. But those who have no talent, those who are working as a maids, or who are working as a helpers, or those who are working in on those positions where they cannot have a choice to change their career or to choose some other goal, it's very, very difficult for them. So the conditions, yes, one has to learn the lesson. What lessons we have learned, now we will see in this in the next segment. Thank you very much, Ms. Khushbu, for giving your views. And I'm sure that those working women who are in the field of art, culture, acting, singing, or those who have to work offline, they have to think they must go for something where they can also work online, or do something where they need not to be present physically everywhere. Thank you very much, Ms. Khushbu, for giving your views. Now, my question goes to Ms. Kirti Khanna. Ms. Kirti Khanna, you have mentioned very good about that you have learned lots of things, although you have mentioned the negative part, but the positive part you have mentioned, and you mentioned in the positive part to spend more time with the family, spend more time with the children, with your husband, etc. I have done many in the last year. I started with the COVID theme only. And many leading psychiatrists, in the homemakers, and many people came on my show. And the one common thing they mentioned to me was that there is no me time. The ladies used to tell the working women, even the homemakers used to say, there is no me time, which is very, very important for a lady, because when you are working on a normal conditions, you have sufficient time to talk to your family, to your friends, and do something which you require to do of your own. But because of the everything online, you are stationed at home, the responsibility has increased drastically, and you have to look after the entire family, the children, the husband. And I don't know about the structure, but if you are in joint family, generally the joint family, the woman of the house has to look after the parents or the parents-in-laws. And on that time, they complained that we are working now without even 10 to 15 minutes, which we say that it's a me time. And it is impacting very badly. What you say about this, Ms. Kirti Khanna?
Thank you for your question, sir. Yeah, definitely, sir. You have raised a very important point. This 24/7, we all ladies are working. And with this pandemic time, there is no me time. I myself found my friends in great depression. A few of my close friends, they are taking online counseling sessions. Their fights between their spouses and between their children have been increased. And with all this household work, with their work of office, with managing family, kids, their husband, many of my friends, they are saying, they have approached me and they said that they are losing their identity. So for all such ladies, it's my simple advice: don't lose hope. See, we have to find our time. So the only key, the only golden rule is you have to manage your time. You have to set your routine. Routine in the sense, like, I have joined yoga and I'm loving yoga so much for the past 1 year. I was the best athlete in my school days. I was the best marathon runner. I was the best volleyball team player. But with my kids, with my office, even in off time, not in pandemic, I'm talking about non-pandemic time also, I could not get time for all my sports activities. So I advise all my friends, see, you have to wait for the right time. And if you think you can manage your kids, your husband, your all responsibilities, because nowadays there is no maid, so why not to reduce your sleep? See, if you're sleeping for 10 hours or 8 hours, make it 6 hours, make it 5 hours. Find out that 1 hour your me time. If you're waking by 7 a.m., just reschedule your time, wake up by 6 a.m., do 1 hour yoga, do something like jogging. Like, I bought cycle for my daughter, and now I've already one cycle and we both enjoyed cycling. So you can find out the ways from your own home. You need not to go to a gym, because many ladies complain nowadays gym is not open, it is not safe. Yes, it is not safe. So why can't you do something at your home, at your own pace? See, you have to find your own way. Nobody will come and hold your finger and they will guide you. It's ladies, you have to motivate yourself. See your physics, see your health. Your physical health also creates a lot of I'm finding my own in my own relations, ladies are getting so much obese and all, and then they complain ki we don't want to go to public places. They feel, they feel bad for their over increasing weight. And why only for look wise? It hampers your health also, knee problem also, your BP, diabetic, your everything is related to your lifestyle problem. So ladies, at the high time, you will not get this time back. So start thinking, start finding at least 1 hour for yourself, for your fitness, because physically and mental peace, mental fitness is what matters. We ladies lost ourselves in household work, in office work. But no, this should not happen, because the whole family runs on a woman. If we fall ill, nobody will come. Nobody, you can't expect also to come for your sister, for your mother or mother-in-law, because this is the time we should help them, we should take care of them. So yes, fitness is very important, and you have to find your me time, and that it can be done only through your proper routine and time management. That is all I wish to say. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you very much, Ms. Khanna, for giving your views. Now, my question is to Ms. Manisha Singh. Ms. Manisha Singh, you said that because you are in with a family, and if it's a child, a small child of 5 years old, don't you think, because what I have seen in many complaints have come, means people have mentioned in the media conference earlier, that's very, very difficult, because this age, 3 to 5 years, is the age of a child where they require a lot of attention of the parents. And if both the parents are working from home, it is very, very tough time, because there are no nurseries, no nannies during the COVID-19 earlier. Lockdown, after the unlock down started, opening started, yes, again it started, but now again when COVID-19 comes back, and your child is also doing the online education. Now person in the family, if they all are working on the online, they are always online or whatsoever time, don't you think it's hampering your work as a what you are working for the your company, as well as on work for your own family? Your mental health, your physical health is suffering, because earlier the child was spending time going out. Still the child also wants to go out, like today is a holiday, and you have mentioned that the entire complex has been locked down. So even if when the child feels he wants to go out, he or she can't go out, they are also become very irritated. Your husband or the men also become irritated because they can't go, and you also are stationed at home. So what you say about this, Miss Manisha Singh, please?
So here, the perspective is a little different in this location, because as I told you, last year, 21st of March, the lockdown, complete lockdown started. And since 1st of December, the things have started opening up. But still the crutches are not open. Only the offices are open, and we are having no work from home now. Every day we have to go to office. But if COVID-2 comes, and as you rightly say, that if all three of us have to work from home, the child has to study from home, it will be a real tough time for us. But because we have already faced this time earlier we were more irritated. Now this time, because we know that yes, the same situation is coming up, maybe the maid will not be coming, because again the things are coming that lockdown will return. So last time initially we were very irritated. Even for myself, if I tell you, washing the utensils was a very, very big thing. So I used to feel कि कोई और कर दे तो ज्यादा अच्छा है, कहीं और से हो जाए, कभी husband कर दें तो ज्यादा अच्छा है. तो my husband used to cook food and I had to wash the utensils. So you're right, that irritation comes with the COVID protocols that everybody has to be at home. But here, because the things have opened up, today I am on conference call with you, but my son went out and he has already played Holi only with water with the children. So no colors, only water Holi, because he is very small, so he cannot be stopped. So he has already played and he has come back, and we are just eating gujiyas and matri and what all things are there. We are eating those at home.
Oh.
So the complex is following the norms.
Okay. Thank you very much, Ms. Singh, for giving your reply. Now my question goes to Dr. Singh. Are you there, Dr. Singh? Dr. Singh, I asked Ms. Kirti Khanna about that me time. And
Yes, sir.
now my question is in the reverse of what I asked to her. The husbands have the problem because they have to be at home and they have to be with his wife 24/7.
Right,
And
sir.
for months together. And there were cases when the husbands are not interested to be there for 24/7 with the wife only or in the family. Have you come across such type of patients, or those who wanted that they should also have some time when they have their own me time, not only for the, because they says earlier the working women, she used to go for work, I used to go for work, and the child is going to the school, but now everyone is at home, and because the working women has to work from home, so she is busy attending the calls or on the online thing, and the husband, who was not habitual in Indian prospects earlier,
Right.
to clean the clothes or wash the utensils or even the cook the food or sweep the floors, etc. They have to do all these things. Initially, they have done with pleasure, but when it is continuing and now again they know that it is going to come back again, what is going to be the position for the family. I'm talking of the family, the entire family, whether the family will be broken, or they will have more mental tensions, and there will be more domestic violence or fights with each other. Although I will tell you one thing, domestic violence doesn't mean that a man is only doing something
Obviously,
to the
yes.
lady, but woman is also abusing and beating the man in many cases. Yes, please go ahead, Dr.
Yes,
Singh.
sir. Yes, sir. Thank you for the question, sir. So yes, as in, COVID. So regarding domestic violence, I mean, I would say it's not that the COVID has increased as in, the domestic violence. It's that you are staying back home and both of them are frustrated. So the relationship is already not working, right? And now instead of mending things, they are in front of each other's face. So in the past, when the same thing as in, they are having fights, they used to go out in the office, they used to spend their time as in if it is a 9 to 8 job, 9 to 6 job, they were to come back at around 10, 11, just, have your meal, sleep off, and it's okay. So they are not facing each other. They are not resolving their issues. Now it keeps on building up. Now, once you are back home, you are continuously seeing each other. Then there is that frustration which keeps on mounting. Wife says, I'm doing all the household chores. I'm also working. I'm doing every single thing, and you're not helping. So husband does help in the initial, part, as in which is the phase wherein both are cooking. We've seen the Facebook post. If we scroll down and see the post in March, April, May, it would be like husband and wife, they're doing things together, So our first meal, breakfast together, lunch together, we are cleaning the house together. Then for both of them, as in, now we need to bring in the maid, we need to add these. So these physical responsibilities can be taken care of. It was never an issue, right? They can have extra help. They can divide their work. They can fix schedules that, today, alternate day will be doing. All these things can be mended up. But the things which are already on the rocks, like supposedly marriage was already on the rocks and you could have mended it during COVID times, that you're not able to. So alcoholism, domestic violence, all these things cropped up because of too much time together. Now, I've also seen people who have been like, there are a few friends who've said, as in, these are the best years of life. We had friends, a couple, both of them were COVID positive. They were like, for the first, it is after years that, during this quarantine, 15 years, we were together 24/7. It's after years we had such good time with each other. So it depends on your relationship. It depends as in, how you are going. How is your relationship with your in-laws? How is your relationship with your other people? How you're bringing up the kid back home? So all these things surfaced because you are right now staying together. Instead of avoiding each other, you're now on each other's space. So how much you'll avoid the tantrums of a child, the ignorance or the avoidance by a husband. So every single thing will be difficult to manage right now because of the relationship which is already on the rocks. So that would be.
Thank you very much, Dr. Singh. And I hope that people will understand one thing, that this COVID, which is coming back, we should try to ease our relationship, because yes, you rightly said, initially everybody enjoyed and they used to post on the Facebooks and all Instagram, etc., and showing that I am doing this, my husband is doing this, my wife is doing this. But gradually it faded out and people have started feeling something missing. And that missing part, one has to see develop, like Miss Khanna has mentioned that she has learned yoga and she has tried to occupy. So one has to occupy. If you are mentally occupied yourself, so that you will not be able to think negatively something which you are missing, which one has going to miss. But the fault lies with us. We have not worn the mask. We have not kept the social distancing. To blame others is of no use. It's our own responsibility that we have invited Corona again with our full not following the protocols. Thank you very much, Dr. Singh. Now my question to you, Ms. Khushbu. Ms. Khushbu, you are also a social activist and you are working, you are raising awareness. Now, right now, as you have mentioned, the question is for not you only, I'm talking of those social activists who are many activists, but they are working. They are also earning money and they are part of the money and the time they are spending for the social activity. But right now, when they have lost the work or they are not being able to generate the work, the money part is gone. Secondly, you cannot go and interact with them like you are doing that Andan, where you are serving the food for needy. But right now, once you are under the lockdown, initially when you can't go, and again now COVID is coming back, again the similar type of situation will come. How those needy are going to be served, and by whom? Because NGOs, you people are the main backbone who have served. We have seen even the migration, this migrants problem, when the migration was taking place, the NGOs and the social activists like you people have given them the food, shelter, clothes, even the slippers, chappals were giving to them so that they can walk where the government or the Supreme Court or even everybody, even the civil society failed. Only the few of the NGOs and social activists worked. But here, now again, the same situation is going to come. What is going to the fate of those underprivileged class? Ms. Khushbu, please.
So, sir, with the, since I have been connected with different NGOs and different groups of people who are contributing to underprivileged people, I have understood that there are a lot of groups who are ready to contribute. Like I have recently met a group who is like 365 days they are giving food to people. Even during the pandemic, they were the only people who were circulating their vans and giving free food. What I have understood, even I met Sonu Sood sir. He was giving, he was sleeping like 2 to 3 hours only during the pandemic. And so I see there is a lot of commitment from this kind of groups and this kind of people who are ready to serve people. The thing that we like, I'm being from the IT industry, if I'm sitting at home, my duty would be to identify this kind of people and to connect with the people who are ready to serve. So what I feel that there are hands which require help, and there are hands which are ready to give help, but these two hands at times are not able to connect. So like, if I'm not able to go out, I have people, I have some organization known to me. Let's connect those two people online. So I think this is one of the way which the privileged people who are sitting at home can do if they are not able to go outside. And also, like those who are working, they can, like what I have created for my life, that whatever I am earning, a part of it every month will go to the underprivileged. So that is how we can create the for the people who are underprivileged. And this is how I am doing it. And also, like, if you go and contribute to the people personally, I feel that it acts as a healing. So you then this kind of complications in your head doesn't come up ki I'm not able to do this. You see that you are much more privileged and you live in gratitude. So you are able to serve more and more people. I feel in the COVID, those people who are going through a lot of anxieties and depression and all, it is not the COVID that has impacted. Earlier itself, their life was unorganized. Now they are getting more time to actually see what they are not doing it. So that is why it is creating anxiety. So I believe it is not the COVID, it is how your thought processes. If you are calm and quite into the self-love, you will be like, I will share an example. My colleague from France, he is there in France since the lockdown has started. And he was saying at times he go through depression attacks. So then I asked him, what are the 10 things that makes you happy? So I have given him time till the evening. In the evening, he said, I'm able to write only 4 things. So the thing is that we as a human not able to understand what makes us happy. And then we make a complaint that I'm not happy. I'm frustrated. But then if you know that these are the 10 things which makes you happy, and if you start your day with either of the few of the things, ultimately, if you are happy, you will be able to make others happy. And then it goes at the larger level. You are able to contribute to the underprivileged. So this is what I have understood. And like being privileged enough, I have decided, like, I'm in the coach industry. I decided that whatever I can serve to through my coaching to understand the life, to how to respond rather than reacting to the situations. If we can make each other support in a positive way, which my other co-panelists has also mentioned through their various activities in their life, in their sectors. So we can come up as a stronger people. And this social activities, this is not like a extra thing. It is part of our daily routine. Like you mentioned that the poor people who don't have an option to change their careers. So then we can see how we can support them, at least take care of one child of education of one child of your maid itself. You don't have to go outside to do social work. That can start from your home only. So these are the few things which I think we can start up with our social activities.
Okay, thank you. Thank you very much.
Mhm.
So today you have seen that the four working women, they have given their views, and their views are very clear that whatsoever has happened in the 2020, it was unexpected, but they faced a lot initially, but gradually, they have started understanding how to face the problems. But again, now it is coming back. And although they are of the view that they are geared up, they knows how to tackle the situation. But thing is that why this situation is coming back? It is coming back because of our own lacuna. We have not taken those care which we were supposed to take care. Yes, their virus is there, virus is mutating, whereas new types of viruses are coming, but vaccination has also started. And unfortunate part in India is that the capacity of vaccination is far more. The people are not going because of the myths, because of the wrong theories which are going on the WhatsApp University. The working women should understand one thing very clearly. They are always in the risk because they are going and moving, meeting people outside. If they are not eligible, if they are below 45, as per the new guidelines of the government of India, which is going to be applicable from 1st of April, then also they can encourage, they can motivate, and they can see that all the elderly people of their house should get themselves vaccinated. This is the only way where we can defeat the coronavirus. Otherwise, whatsoever we will be talking, we'll be talking today, we may be talking next year, we might be talking in 2030 also, the same problems. So if we have to be free from coronavirus, the only way out as of today is the vaccination. And I appeal to you all the viewers as well all my participants today, that please see to it that all your colleagues who are above 45 as of now should go and get them vaccinated, register themselves from 1st April onwards, and see to it that they will be getting it done. Thank you very much for giving so much enlightening views, and I'm sure the viewers might have got, although there is a technical problem today, don't worry, we will be sending the link of the other channel soon. After, once this program is over, I will be sending that to all of you. Circulate it, and then you can watch the entire program again, because there was a technical problem in the global TV, so we could not telecast properly. I have received so many messages from the viewers, we apologize for that. Thank you very much. And today's program has been live telecasted by V4 News, Global TV, V4 Stream, Malnadu TV, News Gaon Se, Samvad Sarokar News, as well as was shown live on Facebook and YouTube. And our endeavor is to bring to you every day a new topic. And tomorrow, our topic, media conference with Lal Goyal, is voters, do's and don'ts. You know that elections are on in 5 of the states. And our panelists are Dr. C.V. Anand Bose, IAS, one-man expert commission on labor, Government of India, Lieutenant General Sharad Chand, PVSM, UYSM, AVSM, VSM, retired, former Vice Chief of the Army Staff, Kochi, Mr. Neoli P. Rajshekharan, writer, music composer, and CEO, Guru Management Consultants, Bangalore. Mr. Arun Lakshman, Director, Center for Policy and Development Studies, former officer on special duty, Minister of State for Law and Justice, Trivandrum. So please tune in tomorrow for media conference with Lal Goyal at 10:30 a.m. Thank you very much, Ms. Kirti Khanna. Thank you very much, Ms. Manisha Singh. Thank you very much, Dr. Deepika Singh. Thank you very much, Ms. Khushbu Revatkar, for joining. And thank you all the viewers for watching our show. Although there was a technical problem, but we will be sending the link again to you. Thank you all. Thank you very much.